Hi everyone and welcome to Adelshoven. We're here in November. It's another beautiful start to the day, and I've been building a little bit of fencing here because I've decided to go ahead with the sheep and get a few lambs and sheep on this little section here. Already this morning I've put a couple of loads in the forage, in the silage silo there, so that job's done for the day, and we can turn our attention to getting these sheep organised. So perhaps if I get back out of the way, and let's see here. So you can see I've just thought we'll use the existing fence and put a little bit in around a couple of sides, and then potentially see how we're going for shape. I'm sort of thinking this free range one might just fit inside here. So as you can see, I need to come just a little bit further, and then I can just drop that into the space. I think if I build it before I finish if I place it before I finish building the fence, I might not be able to finish the fence properly. So, oops. So let's grab that, a bit more of that fencing. That. It's always a bit hard to so I'll drop that there. And now if we grab our sheep pasture, we do need to see it from this angle. Sort of. We get our spawn area outside the fence. I think that might do the job like that. How does that look? I think that'll work. I haven't made any major. We can still open our gate. I can turn the grid off, and there we go. So the other thing we need to do is just get a bit of a road. I'm kind of thinking, whilst that tree's a bit in the way, maybe I did, or we could go out between the trees, couldn't we? That's kind of right where I want to. I will just curve around it. We won't take the trees out. So we need landscaping and painting. I think we'll extend. Is that the? Not quite. They're not concrete bricks. Maybe it's the asphalt. So I think we'll extend the asphalt over behind the Oh, beside my shed there. Beside my caravan there. Just to give us a hard surface for vehicles. And then, well, maybe we extend that right out to here. Okay. And then we go with gravel. And what's that? Let's go with gravel across here. Just like so. And then another one. Don't mind if we get a little bit of dirt patches in the center. And then when we get to the end, swing around. How close to the road can we? Just shape out like so. Seems to me we would have some dirt on the edge of the road. Something like that. Going too badly for our finances there, so let's they give us not much to choose from. Don't put any more trees in. So let's just to sort of mark the edge. There we go. And at this end, certainly struck me that as kind of my door opens right onto the road here. So I'm thinking let's put some concrete pavers just in that section. And then decorations. What do we got? Let's see. We could probably just put a couple of bigger ones. Just to mark it off a little. And I do need some sheds, but I'm not really sure where to be putting those. So, kind of thinking maybe something a bit like this, just to give us a little bit of basic protection and storage. And in the not too distant future we'll get some grass and some seeding capacity. But in the meantime, this might just fill things in a little. Let me paint right up to that edge. Okay. Okie dokie. So there we go. Well, that looks a little bit more lived in. We have a place for some sheep. I can't remember how many. 50 sheep. I think we're. I don't want to commit all of our funds. You'll see. Since last time, I finished off the contracts and collected those, so that took us up a little bit, and well, up to around about 60, and then we've just our leasing payments came out as we moved into November, and also the fencing, and now you've seen we've bought a few more things here. So now we need some more equipment. We need something to deliver some water here. I actually turned off the silage because we've got 12,000 in gross. We've got enough for this month to sell. You recall my goal was to sell about 2 trailer loads of just under 60,000 a month to keep our costs covered. So we've got November and December under control, and a little bit of grass in there which we can put in the sheep pen to feed our first batch of sheep. So I think that's all set up, going well. I mentioned the contracts, so I cashed 2 in, and while I was there, I noticed 2 cultivating contracts, which, given how quickly they'd been disappearing, I thought I would grab. So I did. Interestingly, the 4 baling contracts are still showing, but I've also had the new patch. And so now we're seeing harvesting contracts appear and stay, which is terrific, along with some ploughing contracts. So whatever was going on over the last little while appears to be sorted out, and the contract system is behaving normally. Now, in terms of how it sort of fits, I'm not feeling like we've necessarily got the time or experience to be doing the harvesting contracts. That's a big soybean contract. There's a sugar beet contract, more soybeans, and a tiny cotton contract, and more sugar beets. So I'm thinking actually that we might be better off adding to the cultivating contracts, and looking at the equipment that's on offer here, perhaps spending the money and borrowing the items for field 2, and then field 9 is right beside us, as is field 11. So if we do those over the next couple of months, that'll give us a good program of work that should take us through the winter, and with, 2 more months of operating costs covered. So that sort of gets us into February, March from a cost or a cash flow standpoint. And all is good. Right, so let's see. So we need to get those cultivating contracts started. But we also need to get some equipment. So I'm thinking that maybe we head across to the store. We can try out our new road. I think we'll take the trailer and let's see how we go picking up some new bits and pieces and getting our sheep organised. So we can use our shortcut road here. I'll turn those markers off in a minute. I don't think we'll need those. That traffic is still an issue at the junction. Coming up here you can see where I mowed a little when I woke up first thing this morning and collected the grass to fit in a couple little patches I missed. But all in all, looking pretty good. So that's all fine. Yeah, that's where the harvest would be, that field that we sprayed the other day. I can imagine that taking a little bit, a good harvest to do. So maybe next year we might be in a position to participate. In the meantime, let's pull up over here and let's hire a worker to send this equipment where it needs to go. So the ploughing, we can get the ploughing contract underway in field 9, I think. Might be a good idea. Fold that up. I have ordered a replacement steering wheel and I'm counting down till it arrives. It's whilst the keyboard works perfectly well, it's amazing how quickly you forget. And I hope I'm not getting too many keystrokes coming through the sound. So let's see here. Oops. Let's grab a worker. Well, let's send the worker to, let's get field 11 sorted first. So I can pop around to there. And jump out and run back. It's a big tractor on a little cultivator. So let's up our weight. Get up there. Right. Connect on. Let's see if we can dispatch this one off to field 17. So field 17 is over here. And off you go. So they're underway. We'll head in here. And so we need two things, I think. We need something to take the water, but I'm aware that at least the trailer and possibly the tank that go with the 3500, the fill point's a bit high for ground placed drops. So I'm thinking of trying, where are we here? Trailers, animals. I don't know about the 2021. Certainly the tanker trailer is a problem that I've had before. It won't, the fill point won't unload. Filling it up is fine, but unloading it to those troughs on the ground is a problem. I'm kind of thinking that we might just lease this guy and see how that goes. So that will be fine. And then the other thing we need is a way to transport the animals themselves, which will be in the shop under animal transport. And the Johnston module I've used before, it's terrific, but you need the Johnston trailer, so that adds another 11,000 to that. This one looks promising. It takes 4 pieces. I don't think we need this side. I'm sort of thinking if it holds 50, if we bought 5 established sheep, they'll start producing wool straight away and breed in a short period. And then if we add lambs for the next few months until we get sort of half stocked, then the cycle will be established. So potentially this guy, although he's a little bigger, is there a... I'm wondering... Why are you not selecting trailers? Oops, there we go. I seem to recall, here we go, not tipper, car trailer. This trailer takes just a couple of livestock in addition to some odds and ends, so very small fill. But I think at $1,250 we can just grab that. And at 5 pieces, that'll be 2 trips to the animal dealer, so that'll be easy. I think that will work a treat. We'll put all the reflectors on it. We won't worry about narrow tyres. And then we'll go with... that looks ugly enough. Let's just do that. Okay. Right. So we have 2 trailers. Now, I don't think they will go on there. And we can put one on. And let's just put the ramps down. I think rather than worrying about backing it on there, we'll just run it back to our block. Well, let's do that. I'll see you back at the block. We'll leave our other trailer there for the moment. I'm sure in due course we'll have a need to transport some things around. So let's go and fill this up. The lake is just over the way from the animal dealer. So, notwithstanding the traffic jam that tends to occur at the intersection up here, we should be able to go and fill it up fairly easily. I'm sure a single trailer load of water will be sufficient to begin with. Yeah, so just in there. I think if we just cut through the trees here. Bit of a... Okay, there's a little spot here. Not gonna let us fill? Yes, perfect. And that's very straightforward. Like a nice little lake, got an island in the centre. There we go, and it doesn't take long to put 6,000 litres in there. Just be careful of the walkers. And here we go. Right. Around to our back entrance. All being well, we should be able to drive along here. And as long as we don't get hung up on the fence. I'm hoping we can drop some water in the tank, which we can. It didn't take very much. That's interesting. Mm-hmm. We have no animals, so it won't give us any information. Okay. Let's drop the tank off there. And duck over the road and buy a couple of sheep. There we go. Nice convenient location here. Street, nothing coming after the red band. Nothing like getting the quick jobs sorted out. And then we can go and get those. Drop some feed in, but we can go and get some. We want some sheep. I think it doesn't really matter, but they look appropriate. So let's get 5 lambs for $1,000. those in here. Can't isolate. Yes, we are trying to put animals in. Let's try. There we go. Move to husbandry. There are our first sheep. They look rather large for lambs, but they'll do the job. With more and the job will be done. Select 5, buy those, 2,500. Okay. Yes, we do. So let's inspect the details here. So 10 sheep. It only holds 1,500 litres, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. We don't have any food yet, so let's see how we go. No, the TLX will not connect to that track. Pop the TLX away for the minute. Just put this out of the way. Up next to the silo. We can put him off there. Oops. Right, visual cue here, shall we? And drop some grass in here. Just drop around. Crash counter 1 for the stop sign. Not the giveaway sign. There we go. A productive morning. Wonder how much this will take. Expecting based on the water, not much. So if we go and have a look, yeah, 4,000 litres. So we might have to do a little bit of work to expand the capacity so we're not feeding these guys every 5 minutes. Certainly along the way we might pick up some bales, which will make it a little bit simpler to feed them. But in the meantime, that will do. As you can see, we've got plenty of silage. The silage prices, we don't need the cash today. Up at 200. Yeah, they are fairly high, and next month they drop. So I think we need to sell our silage now while the price is good. Which means let's pop this back in the silo. Now that we know that it's 4,000, fill up with silage and that get a couple of 4 of those sold, and that might finish off our day. Well, certainly our morning. So we pop some silage in here. There we go, almost full. Drive across. Quite convenient location for the sell point as well. And tip. So I'm thinking that that might be as good a place as any to wrap it. I'm going to grab some lunch, and in the next episode we'll get those contracts running and take stock of what's next as we move into the winter. So I hope you've enjoyed our broadening empire into sheep and the setup of our plot, and I look forward to you joining me next time. Thanks for watching. See ya.